So, anytime you come into the state of Georgia, I know it's got to be interesting for you, but I guess tonight a little bit of a friendlier trip, isn't it?
Yeah, we got associated with curing kids cancer about 3 years ago, I think, in South Carolina. Clay and Grania Owens do a fantastic job with this charity. It's a wonderful charity, and anything we can do to help raise a bunch of money for this is certainly worthwhile. So I was happy to come to it tonight, and hopefully we can raise a lot of money for the charity curing kids cancer.
Is there a particular item that caught your eye that got to browse around?
Well, they wanted me to sign a painting of me on the sideline. Tremendous artist that did the painting. It really looks almost exactly like me. So I signed it, and hopefully we got some Gamecocks here that'll bid a few $100 for it.
How has the ambassadorship been going for you? I know it's only a few weeks in.
Yeah, I'm sort of a representative ambassador for the university, and you know, we're proud of what the women's basketball just won the SEC third year in a row. Men's basketball are having a heck of a year. We lost one at Missouri, but we still can come back and hopefully make the tournament this year. So it's a wonderful place there. President, athletic director of the whole university are just first-class people. So I'm happy to still be associated with them.
How has your daily routine changed since,
Well, it's changed a lot, but you know, you can't coach forever. There's life after coaching. I was a head coach for 30 years. That's about 29 more than most people get a chance to be a head coach. So there was time. This year's team just didn't come together, and obviously I had not done a very good job. So it was time for me to move on. Very simple, and I was hoping I could get out of the way, and maybe an interim coach would help us win some games. I thought the guy did an excellent job, Sean Elliott. The wins just didn't come, and of course now Will Muschamp's there, and the recruiting was very good. Got a bunch of Georgia coaches there with him. I know I enjoy talking to Brian McClendon, the interim coach of the Bulldogs, when they won the Gator Bowl. And it's always interesting to me. Sometimes an interim coach can do a heck of a lot better than the head coach did. And certainly that's what I was hoping would happen in South Carolina. So the interim guy would maybe win enough games and keep the coaching staff, but it just didn't work out. But Brian McClendon, he got those Bulldogs ready to play and beat Penn State in the Gator Bowl, and I enjoyed watching that one.
Is there a certain comfort level with you knowing full well that while Will didn't directly succeed you at Florida, he has technically now been under your so-called shadow now for two different jobs?
Yeah, it was sort of interesting. When we beat him down there, 2 years ago, it was actually in 14, and I talked to him about maybe coming to South Carolina's defensive coordinator, but he said, I know everybody at Auburn, and I got to go there. And then lo and behold, he's the head coach a year later at South Carolina. But that's just the way it worked out. And he does an excellent job. Those guys work hard, they're organized. I really think they're going to do a very good job.
Have you enjoyed the? I'm sorry, go ahead. Have you enjoyed the game day aspect? I think you did Michigan State. Was when you went to Ann Arbor for?
Well, I went to Ann Arbor because I'd never been to Ann Arbor.
Sure.
And then later, about 2 weeks later, I went to Lincoln, Nebraska. I mean, these are like the cathedrals, two big ones of college football. So I enjoyed the stadiums, the campus, the atmosphere. Sometimes down here in the SEC, we think we're the greatest stadiums and people in college football. But there's big-time football in other places also. We're still the best, but those other schools are pretty close to us.
The camera actually had a pan on you on the sidelines, maybe with about 3 minutes to go in that Michigan State game. Did you ever let yourself be when the whole situation happened with Michigan, where the coach in you was thinking, well, gee, how would I address this? Up 2 points and yada yada, or?
Well, now, actually, I wasn't on the sideline because I left early that game.
Oh, must have been first half. Okay, I'm sorry.
But the Nebraska-Michigan State game was even more unbelievable, I thought. Both of them, the finish was, you couldn't believe it happened, but it did. But, yeah, I don't know what I'd done. I know one time we had Florida, I think, 19-14, and we had to punt at midfield with about 40 seconds left. And we punted it and got it off. and won the game. But they could have blocked it and scored a touchdown. So, you got to believe you can throw it back there, catch it, and just punt it 30 yards. So I think Harbaugh did the right thing. He just dropped the ball, and then he tried to kick it when he shouldn't have, and that's what happened.
Sorry. Do you envision any time of year coming up that you're gonna kind of feel the itch and be
not really. No,
you're at peace?
Let me tell you something. I was very fortunate to be a head coach 30 years, and most guys get into coaching. They don't have a chance to do that. So I've been blessed, very appreciative, thankful, and I'm ready for life after coaching. Now I may still, if something comes up way down the road, to be associated with a team in some manner, but not as head coach. Yeah, I've already done that. But just being on a team is sort of fun. Right now I'm still on the South Carolina all sports teams there, so it's fun doing that right now.
What about what's the Arby's in Hoover going to do without you?
Well, actually, the Arby's in Hoover. I was thinking I'm still playing in the Chick-fil-A tournament with Sterling Sharp at Reynolds Plantation this year. I'm not really on the Arby's staff, so they got a little publicity out of that, but they'll be okay.
What were your expectations of your coaching career? I grew up in Detroit. I believe the Michigan Panthers' very first game was against your Bandits.
Yeah.
What was your expectation of what you thought you could get out of coaching when you first started with USFL? Sorry about that.
Well, like every guy gets into coaching, he hopes one day to be a head coach, probably. And my expectations was maybe someday I could be a head coach at a small college somewhere and make about $150,000 a year. I could live on that, and I'd be okay. And I never dreamed my alma mater, University of Florida, would come open, and it did. And I was lucky enough to be a head coach after only 5 years as an assistant coach. I was an offensive coordinator my third year in coaching. I just got some unbelievable good breaks and good players, and it just worked out that I had a wonderful career. So I'm very thankful, very blessed.
How do you think your pro career would have gone? Obviously, everyone associates you with the 49ers and the Bucks.
Yeah.
How do you think your pro career would have gone in an era where it's very passing friendly?
No, I wasn't a very good pro. My commitment wasn't good enough. So I think maybe since I was sort of an average pro guy, I did last a long time though. I lasted 10 years. I think that helped me be a coach. I think I pushed our guys a little bit more than maybe I was pushed as a pro player. And I was a guy that needed push. I'm sort of basically a little bit lazy probably. And some people, you need to push them. And so I've tried to do that as a coach.
Kind of interesting now on the outside looking in, but Mark Richt no longer at Georgia, now Kirby Smart there. Just a turnover there, and your thoughts about Mark not being there anymore.
Yeah, that's just, people said, were you shocked when he got let go? And I said, no, wasn't shocked. Georgia's a school that they think are supposed to do better than 9-3. And we'll find out. We'll find out. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. Who knows? Alabama's very good. Florida, there's a lot of good teams out there. And it's a tough league, as we all know. So, but time will tell. And Kirby will give it all he's got, just like Muschamp's giving it all he's got at South Carolina. McElwain at Florida. Butch Jones, Tennessee. I tell you, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. I'm sort of glad I got in maybe in the 80s and 90s, and I'm out now. I don't know that I want to work the hours these guys work now. They work a lot of hours.
Do you think Tennessee is in a good spot to win the division this year?
Well, they were one play away from winning it this year. Yeah, they got a very good team, and they got a chance. They got a chance to go big, but so does so many others. It's you got to go play the game. Play the game, see who's the best.
You used to always mention this being talking season, and I mentioned Hoover.
Yeah.
Now that you're not going to be in Hoover, who do you think? Who's your favorite to be the quote at SEC Media Days?
No, I never tried to say too much, except a little loose. It's preseason. I never said too much the week of a game, but preseason sometimes you say things a little different. I don't think anybody will say too much different. Most all the coaches say about the same stuff, which is fine. Yeah.
Coach, just I jumped in late. Can you just tell me real quick with your new